Learning to know. Learning to know. Learning to do. Learning to do. Learning to be. Learning to be. And then hold your hands to each other. Alright? Are you ready? Learning to live together. Learning to live together. Very good. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Learning to know. Learning to do. Learning to be. Learning to live together. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
Good morning to our principals, teachers, our honored guests in this Cultural Day, and also my friends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya menyampaikan terima kasih kepada semua pihak, terutama kita kalau dengarkan semuanya. Ini terus
on the Organization Committee of Labschool International Cultural Day for their hard work and the international guests.
Okay, selamat pagi.
Pagi.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I've been asked to give a very short speech on behalf of all our international guests. And that's a great honor because I have not yet met them. But I think it's safe to say on behalf of everyone, thank you so much to Labschool for organizing this fantastic day and for inviting us. We are all people from different countries living in Indonesia for a short And every day, we are able to experience your hospitality. We can learn about Indonesian culture, we can eat nasi goreng, we can see traditional dances from Palembang like we did just today, we can travel, we can learn about the Indonesian way of life. And we're thankful for that. We're thankful that you're all sharing your culture with us. It is such a great honor today to be able to give something back, to share our cultures, to share the history and the nature and the culture of our countries with you. So I hope you will have a very fruitful day, that you will learn a lot about all the different countries, and I hope that maybe one day you will be able to visit our countries and experience the hospitality in return that we are experiencing from you. Thank you so much. So my name is Hana. You got it all right on the board already. And I work at the Norwegian Embassy. So one of my jobs is to promote Norway in the world. And that's a really fun job, because then I can come and speak to people like you and show you what I think is great and interesting about my country. Because like I said in my speech before, every day I'm here, I learn something new about Indonesia, and I love to travel, and I love to see the different foods in the different regions. I'll show you two things that I think about Norway. This is a country of fjords, and it's a country of nature. So this is what I described. This is where the ocean comes far, far inside of the country. So you can go by boat, and there are big mountains on the side. And I don't know if you've been learning about about the Ice Age, maybe, in geography or geology. So this is a phenomenon from the Ice Age, because there was a glacier, big ice, like 10,000 years ago, more than that. And it was there, and it moved a little bit. And so because it moved, it went further and further down, and it dug this valley in the mountains. And then when the ice melted, now it's sea. And this is very, very big part of Norway. This is what we try to sell to the tourists. I will give you some facts about Norway. This is the map. So we have our very close neighbors, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark. And we will get back to that when we talk a little bit about our history, because our history is very close And so you can actually see that even today, that our countries are very close, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, because our languages are very similar. So when I meet my Swedish friends, I speak in Norwegian, they speak in Swedish, and we understand each other. Same with the Danish people. So we're a tiny, tiny country, really. But we are, because we are so tiny, and because we are located so far from everything else, we are outward looking. Because we are so far north that it's hard for us to grow all our own food. We do grow some apples and wheat and other things, but to be self-sufficient with food is not possible. But then, from 1380 until 1814, we were in union with Denmark. Denmark is, if I go back to my map here, this tiny little country here. They ruled us. The king of Denmark was the king of Norway for almost 400 years. Give Norway from Denmark to Sweden. But at that point there was already some nationalistic sentiment in Norway. We said, no, we don't want to do that. We're our own country. We want to be our own country. And so in a really rush, this video here, it's filmed in a museum in Oslo called the Folk Museum. And I imagine that's a little bit like Hana in Indonesia. Yeah? So it shows the traditional buildings from all the different parts of the country. And because Norway is a much smaller country than Indonesia, maybe the buildings are more similar. In Indonesia, it's much more different between Flores and Java, maybe it's different. Here, a little bit more similar, but you still see like the traditional wooden houses. And you also see that it's like they're standing on stilts. They're not on the ground.
Yes.
And that's to prevent like animals to come in and eat our food. Yeah. And see if anyone wants to kick it down. I can show you once more what he does, eh? It's like it's kind of like Norwegian karate. Here we go.
Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes croak, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks say quack, and fish go blub, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. What the fox say? What the fox say? chasing mice and digging holes. Tiny paws up the hill. Suddenly you're standing still. Your fur is red, so beautiful, like an angel in disguise. But if you meet a friendly host, will you communicate by more? How will you speak to that?